What is up, guys? This is Zach from Anglers Escape, and today I'm going into Walmart and showing you guys all the gear to pick out if you're going fishing. It's going to be about 40-50 bucks. I'm going to show you the best rod and reel from Walmart, the best baits, and all these tips. So if you're just starting out fishing, you want to know what to buy, this will catch you bass, bluegill, crappie, catfish, all kinds of different fish species. So let's go ahead and get started. So first things first, you got to pick up your rod and reel. And so three brands that I really like that Walmart carries is South Bend, Ugly Stick, and Shakespeare. And so this one right here, it even comes with a little tackle box. If you're just on the go, you want to grab something quick, I definitely recommend this one. It's a South Bend. It's 15 bucks right here, $15.74 for this whole combo. It comes with the string, which is nice. You don't even have to bother with stringing the rod. You get some bobbers, which are perfect for those panfish. You even get some lures for bass, a stringer. 15 bucks, you can't beat it, and that's the South Bend brand. The other brands I really like at Walmart is the Shakespeare. Now this is a little more expensive, this is 30, but you get a little bigger tackle box and the pole is more heavy duty. So instead of $15.74, it's 30, but again, you get more of a tackle box and this pole's quite a bit heavier duty. This is about a 6.5 foot pole and this is a 5.5. I wouldn't get anything under 5.5 foot. Then the Ugly Stick, this probably is one of my favorites, but it's 30 bucks. It doesn't come with anything, and I might actually end up getting this one here today, but it's really flexible, has a lot of give to it. Unfortunately, I will have to buy my own line if I do get this rod and reel, but the line's pretty cheap and it's not too hard to put on if you look up some videos online. But this is a really nice reel for 30 bucks. Again, Ugly Stick, South Bend, and Shakespeare are some really good brands that Walmart carries. And I would recommend getting the open face over the closed face, because the problem with these closed face ones, and I'll show you the closed face ones like these, is water gets in there and they just rust out and they don't last very long. So the spinning rods also have less resistance. You can cast a little farther, they last a little longer. Unless you have little kids, then I'd probably just go ahead and get one of the closed-faced reels because they're less likely to get entangled. Just know they're not going to last as long, you're not going to be able to cast as far, so I'd really just recommend starting out with a spinning rod and learning how to use it. Alright guys, so if you do decide to pick up a rod and reel that doesn't have string, go ahead and pick up some 10-pound test line. Now South Bend has these little packs at Walmart for 94 cents. It's 100 yards, which is more than enough for the rod and reel, but I definitely recommend 10-pound test because that'll catch you the bass, the crappie, the bluegill, the trout. If you are going for a fish species like trout that's real line sensitive, get some 4-pound test line. You can always add a little 2 to 3 foot leader 4-pound test line on top of that 10-pound test line. Alright guys, the most crucial thing is the baits and the lures. So if you go to Walmart, there's two things you can't leave without, and that's worms and inline spinners. Worms will catch you about anything. They're in the sporting goods aisle, in a refrigerator. You have to keep them refrigerated. Every fish species take them. I would get the night crawlers. If you're going for bluegill, use a really small piece on a real small hook. If you're going for catfish, use the whole worm. If you're going for bass, use the whole worm. The next thing is inline spinners. Now Walmart carries two really good brands that I really like. That's the Blue Fox and South Bend. For a pack of 5 or 6 is about 5 or 6 bucks. They're about $1 a piece, but they'll catch you about anything. I've caught bass, crappie, bluegill, trout, even catfish on them. So these are some excellent lures, so get this. If you're kind of looking for some second line lures, maybe not first line, great bass lures, the Kevin Van Dam Strike King, 1.5 or 2.5 square bill crankbait. This is a little more expensive, it's 5 or 6 bucks, but I've caught a lot of big bass on it. Another great lure is just a plastic worm. This is $2 and it's 10 baits, so that's about 20 cents a bait. Get an offset hook and look up how to Carolina rig one of these things and it'll catch you a lot of bass. Quick tip guys, get some nail clippers while you're at Walmart. They're $1 to $2 a piece, but they cut fishing line extremely well. They fit in your pockets, they fit in your tackle box real nicely. Now you're gonna need to spend about $6 or $7 for your terminal tackle, so get some bobbers. It's great for suspending those baits to bluegill and bass. Fish a little worm under it. It's $1.50 for this variety pack. I like the small bobbers because there's less resistance when the fish pulls the bobber down. They're less likely to spit that bait out. You also need some swivels. This is about $1 for some size 12 swivels is good, just so your line doesn't get tangled if you're using like an inline spinner. Then grab some weights, get some split shot. This is about $1 and these weights are about $1.50, a little bigger. Split shot's good if you're using a little bobber and worm, just to weight down your bait a little bit. And finally guys, get a variety pack of hooks, and this is only $2, but it's a lot of different sizes. So get one that says assortment, so then you don't just get all of one size. There's 46 hooks in here, only $2, and they're a variety of different sizes. All right guys, well I showed you all the stuff to buy. I'm gonna go ahead and get this rod. It's just under 16 bucks. It's already stringed. It already has bobbers, hooks, stringer, and some lures. Pretty cheap for 16 bucks. Then of course I'm gonna get the worms and the inline spinners as well, and a pair of nail clippers for about $1. But let's see if we can't catch some stuff over the next couple of days. All right guys, so I went ahead and rigged this rod and reel from Walmart with one of the best setups for beginners, and that's a worm under a bobber. And so basically I put my bobber that came out of this little kit that came with the pole, and then 2 feet down I put a little bit of split shot to weight down my bait, and then I found a little hook in this little tackle box that came with it and rigged it up with some worm And this is the worm that I got 18 Canadian night crawlers from Walmart for about $3 in that sporting goods section in the refrigerator. We'll go ahead and try these out and hopefully have some luck. All right guys, almost immediately got a fish on. Nothing huge. There we go. Got a nice bluegill on that worm set up. We'll go ahead, release them real quick. Throw them back in, let them get a little bigger. But worms under a bobber and a little bit of split shot to weight it down are really hard to beat, especially if you're just starting out. Find a pond or a lake, and you don't have to, anywhere along the shore is great, but this is the best setup if this is your first time fishing and you want to catch some fish. Just pile on some worm onto a real small hook under a bobber and you should start catching fish. Oh, there we go guys, got another one. Feels pretty good. Nice sunfish on that worm. Didn't take long. These can't beat a worm rig. Go ahead and let this guy go. I am going to go ahead and set my drag by tightening and loosening this right here. And now I'm ready to go. Open the bail, do a nice cast out there. Pretty good casting distance for this rod and reel, and let's see if we can't get something. There we go guys. Little bluegill, little sunfish on that blue fox spinner on the Walmart rig. Can't beat that. These little inline spinners will catch anything. Panfish, bass, crappie, bluegill, even catfish sometimes. Go ahead and throw them back. Oh, there we go guys. Got another one on that inline spinner. Might be a bass this time. Oh, this is a big old sunfish. Another nice sized fish on that inline spinner. Just inhaled that thing. Oh, got another one next cast. 2 fish back to back on these inline spinners. This one is a little bass. Get them off here. Now we got 2 sunfish and a bass on this inline spinner in the Walmart rig. Just a little guy. Hopefully we get something a little bigger. All right guys, it's starting to get dark. I fished for about 30 minutes, caught quite a few fish on just this inline spinner and these worms. If you go to Walmart, you can't leave without a pack of Blue Fox inline spinners. They're real cheap, about $1 each, and get some Canadian night crawlers and you will catch fish. This rod and reel for 16 bucks that came with this little kit actually worked pretty well. I was surprised. It's got a decent casting range. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll post my Instagram link. And as always guys, best of luck fishing.